What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and hopefully you're all well out there. Bad times for us, and this video actually will be really amazing for you, and video will be about what to look for before buying used motorcycle. You know, first of all I'll tell you why I can give you some tips. First of all, let's go. Basically, I've been dealing with bikes, let's say 3 to 4 years. I buy a lot of bikes, come up of hundreds of different kind of problems, and also I sold a lot of bikes. And let's say sometimes yes I got issues with the customer, but mostly we're all good, and I try to do my best just to make everyone happy. So sometimes you know, we're getting too excited. For example, let's say you got like a 2 grand in cash, and you are dreaming to get on a road on the 2 wheels, which is motorbike, yeah? It could be 125cc, 50cc, 500, 1000 or 1200, whatever. It doesn't matter. Bikes are pretty same. I mean, the power is different, and some engine parts of course are bigger and sizes are bigger and etc, yeah? But what we're going to look today, I'm going to show you to not wasting your money away and your nerves, your stress, you know. So you got 2 grand in your pocket, and you find a, let's say, marketplace, eBay, whatever. You find like a good deal and a nice bike out there. What mistakes we do is we go there because we are really excited. Because we are excited, and you see the bike, it looks amazing, you know. You didn't go and check nothing closely, but you see bike from like out there, yeah, it looks good, it even starts up, you know. So we get too excited, we straight away, for some reason the brain goes and shut the little details down, you know, because we think yes it starts, yes it looks good, there is no oil on the floor, you know. So I think we got a deal. You pay money, 2-3 days later you find so many problems. And basically, it's not the seller's fault, you know. Actually, the fault is yourself, because you didn't check it out, because you was too excited to actually do it. That's what I did first couple of bikes. I get excited, you know, the bike was amazing. I think I get for cheap price. It was like brilliant and this and that. I ended up spending another 600 quid to make bike much better. And well, basically, I did what you need to, you know, changing these brake pads and all this kind of stuff. So let's choose the bike. I've got like a couple of bikes in here. We're gonna pick up one bike, and I'm gonna show you the steps. I mean, it's pretty easy, you know, and that's definitely, you have to do it. Before you go to buy a motorbike, just write these things on a paper. And then making sure, I just want to make sure you pay money for the joy, what you like and you want. Not paying money, let's say you wasted 2 grand, come back, the bike was running alright, but then you find out the paintwork is not too great, the chain is not in the best condition, there is a little leak in the engine, you know, it could be like so many problems, and that's why this video will be helpful for you. So let's crack on, choose the bike, and I'll show you the step by step what to look for. It will be from the parts, and we're going from the front of the bike to the back, and all things what you have to check it, and we're gonna be happy every time we buy anything second hand. Okay, so we choose the bike. Not gonna take one of them, but videos about all these bikes come up anyway. So we got Honda CB500 FAG and a 2017. As you see on the video, it looks brilliant. So basically, we got the bike, so you come up and you want to buy this bike. You see the photos, you see the like full service histories and all these features in here, and basically you was happy online, so you come up and visit of course the guy and check the bike out before you pay any money. So you see the bike, it's lovely, and we go step by step from the front to the rear of the bike. It's gonna be much easier. It's not gonna be like checking in here, check up there, check up there. It's gonna, you know, you're gonna miss so much details on it. Yeah. So okay, I got paper and I go step by step. He probably for the, you know, for the seller, he will be like, it's like a proper checks and this and that. I'm sure the bike runs good, but listen, we don't want to spend the money for spending more money later. We want to spend the money for being happy and enjoy the rides and things like that. So that's the video about. Okay, then let's start. First of all, take your keys and start bike up. I mean, because when we start up the bike, it will run. And all time when you do your checks, it can run with no problem. And that's, so we start up the bike, you know, before we do any checks, he's running and let him run while you're doing your checks. So then we can make sure in the neutral, he goes on nice RPMs, he's not stopping when it's cold, and he's not jumping RPMs up and down, you know, when there is some problem with injectors. Injectors, we know they cost a lot of money. So we leave it like that, it runs nice and smooth, and let's crack on with the first point, which is we go from the front. Just go check the wheels. I mean, of course wheels should be fine because it just passed MOT, but when you look it, there is a marks in here. On the marks, you definitely have to check this because the minimum is 1 millimeter for the bike and I think 1.6 for the car. Yeah, so we check the tires, they're still running good, you know, they're not wearing out. The reason being why we check these, you don't want to spend after 1 month, you don't want to spend another like 80 to 100 pounds on the new wheels, you know. So we check the wheels. Wheels are pretty good condition. We don't have to buy them at least in 4 to 6 months, so we're happy about that. Straight away we jump in here, we check the brake disc and the brake pads, of course, because the reason being as well is, of course, first of all for your safety, but the second, you don't want to spend any money like after 2-3 weeks. So we check the brake pads, you can get a little torch or your phone and check under, you're going to be able to see the pads, you know. And also the disc, you check around, disc look not too bad, you know, it's not thin, or we don't have a really bad marks in here. If you got marks in here, that means your brake pads are really bad, and discs probably will be changed on the future also. Or you will change it and you're gonna spend the money. Check the mud guard, it looks nice, nice solid paint, not a lot of scratches around, you know. So that's the first thing. Second, we go on the forks. Also on the forks, the crazy thing is just check these rubbers in here. If you see a bit oil in here, it's not the worst sign, but it's not best as well. That will cost you a couple of £100. So you check both sides. There is no oil. Go with your hands. Don't be scared to get a bit dirty, you know. Now there is no oil leaks. Also check for the fork is not being bent. Of course it's not. At the same time, because you check the fork, you go and check your VN number. It should be exactly the same as you got on the V5C. Check that one definitely, because these days there are so many clever people, they can get different frames with a different paperwork, and they probably, it's not going to be probably one of the biggest issue, but it could be. If that bike is stolen, one day police will knock on your door and you're going to lose your £2 and a plus bike. So always definitely check these numbers in here. It's VN number and a V5C exactly the same. Next one. The next one is check these handlebars. If they are scratched up, we check both sides, check right and the left, so you can see these are not scratched up. If these are scratched up, that means the bike was on the floor, you know. Sometimes it's not a big issue, but sometimes there is. If the bike actually was on the ground, lying down, and the bloke just picked it up, nothing serious, it went away, it could damage actually your engine. Because sometimes the oil come out for some reasons, sometimes the bike's still running on the ground and oil is not in a good position in the engine, so that means you wear out your piston, and the piston could be damaging next let's say 2,000 miles, yeah. So that's the front we done, you know. It's like a big check, but I remind you, we don't want to waste money. You want to be happy, you know, you can check it now and be happy later. Also check the front brake, check the level, the oil level in here, you know. So that one definitely got the oil inside. Check the clutch. Sometimes they play up a bit, but you know, just check the clutch is fine, you know. All these little details have to be checked. So we stopped the engine. Reason being, we're checking out for the engine, any leaks. Of course, the look of the engine, you know, on this one, it looks just fresh, as you should do. We check this hole in here. If the oil is black, that means it's not, the oil was not changed for some time, or there is a little like aluminium color, like a silver, you know, the little shades. That means there could be some problem with your engine. It could be bad piston inside rubbing, you know. When the actually aluminium pieces mixes with oil, you definitely gonna see the color will be like a bit aluminium, a bit silver, you know. So we check for any leaks in here. Of course there is no leaks. It's easy to check this naked bike. Exhaust is nice and shiny. Mostly you check there is no leaks from the cylinders, you know. You checked all around. It looks pretty decent, so you're happy about it, you know. The bike was running fine. It's a warm engine right now, so you go straight away check another side of the engine as well to make sure all is nice and not damaged or not any leaks. We check inside, it's nice and fresh. Also, if you can check your cooler level. Some of them got the air cooled, some they got fluid cooled engines, you know. So actually about the engine we are happy. So we know, again, we know the bike was running, is nice and warm, and we can start it up again. So we see how it starts up when it was cold, and also we're gonna see how it starts up when it's warm. It starts up brilliant. That's another step down. So now we can go again, and we can go to this side, check the exhaust. It's nice, secure, fitted, you know. Sometimes honestly people do like kind of jumps up there, and they don't look too safe when they changing these sport exhausts. And this looks pretty decent. On the rear as well, also we check the tire, the tread. This is brand spanking new Michelin tire, so I'm sure this is really good. And you see the mark point up there, so that's still far away to go. It's probably another 6 to 9 months. So you check for the disc is nice, and the brake box. Actually on these, as you see, the brake box is not far away to wear out, but I would say it's acceptable to buy for the price, you know, because I reckon these go another 3 to 4 months with no problem. Another side, and we check for the chain and the sprocket. The chain is amazing. It's dirty. That's probably my reason, because I bought this bike not a long time ago, but the sprocket and the chain I know is still amazing condition. But what you do, you check the chain is not rusty, you know. If it's dirty, fair enough. We actually see the guy or the girl that was using bike before, and they did take care. They used a lubricant for the chain and the oils and things like that. So that being used, it's dirty. It's not bad sign. It's just a more job to clean it off. So far, we basically check the most things where we can fail the MOT test and what can cost you money, you know. So now, as you know, the engine is running nice and smooth. The brakes is fine. Tires are still in running brilliant condition. Oil has been changed recently, and you missed a lot of details. While you check these details, you missed a lot. So now we can go and check the lovely paintwork. Just go around, see, you know, if you find some damages, little scratches or cracks. Now you can concentrate only on the color, on the paintwork, and you're not going to miss details on it. Because you've done the engine, you've done the wheels, you've done the rest of the pieces. So now we're going to check the paintwork. And the paintwork looks amazing. Nice red seat on the back. Nice brilliant lacquer on the top. Yes, it's nice and shiny, looks brilliant, no problem at all. You check your, you did your checks on the DVLA, it's not stolen, it's not on the credit, it's not been damaged or writes off. Even writes off is, these days it could be like 2 mirrors broken and they will write off. So, you know, you see the bike yourself, the bike is really in amazing condition and you check it properly, you don't have to be worried about to buy like category N. If they're category D or C, I think they are pretty worse. It could be a frame damage, but category N not gonna affect your insurance, and not the category N means there is no structural damage, which means frame is not bended or forks or something like that. So now you can jump and go for the test drive. Then you can check the gearbox, and you can check all together the brakes, gearbox, the speed it goes, if he's not if he's running smooth, there is no like RPM changes or engine didn't cut out and little things like that. And basically that's it. So we check the bike, you go for the spin. Probably from outside the guy will think, oh fucking hell mate, you going like, you take so much time, you know. End of the day, you want to be happy and you got the money. Probably it's your last money, or maybe you got too much money, you can spend whatever you like, but we don't want to waste money. We like the bike, we got money and we want to take it. What we want to do, just making sure that's the right one. There is loads outside, you know, there is loads outside. You don't have to be upset about it. Oh, I love this bike because he's got like this lovely sport exhaust. End of the day, you can buy another one. You know, for example, if you see the oil leak, but he's got sport exhaust, these lovely Michelin tires and lots of more stuff. So what are you taking? You're taking damaged engine, just the pieces around, or better, there is no sport exhaust, but the engine is nice and smooth. You know, you have to think in them minutes. You have to think you spending money, and that's money probably you saving it for some time, or that's your last money. You know, that's this video is all about. This video is all about to making you happy and making sure you did your checks. Yes, if you look like a bit terrible, you got paper, you might check out tires from here to there, you check the paint, you check everything, but end of the day you go for a spin. Test drive was amazing, you said I love it, pay money, jump on your bike and go away, and you're gonna smile next at least 6 months till you will thinking about maybe another bike or upgrading this bike or something else, but you're gonna end up happy. You're gonna end up happy. It only takes like 15 to 20 minutes to do these checks properly. If you like this video, and I think it is very helpful, you know, because the loads of features I did before. When I bought bikes, I spent like loads of money, but now I'm to buying like 20 to 30 bikes. I got so good experience, and I've been buying a lot of stuff as well. Oh, it's amazing. I take it, paid money, come back, oh Jesus Christ, exhaust is rusty, this is bad and that is bad, and spending money, and end of the day I was not too happy. But if you check these things before, trust me, the seller be happy, and plus you're gonna be more than happy, because you can jump on a bike, you know it's safe to go, you know there is no money needed to put in, and you just go away and smile. Smash that like button, subscribe, the more videos will come up. Probably the next video will be how to sell your bike. How to sell your bike faster than probably another sellers out there. So check it out, subscribe, smash that like button, and see you on the next video.